All right, fantastic. All right, well, welcome everybody. Today is Thursday, February 17th, 2022. The time is 6:33 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're going to start the Granada Hills North Neighborhood meeting. I'm sorry, Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council meeting of the PLUM Planning and Land Use Meeting Committee. So meeting is now officially called to order. We're going to do the roll call first. So those in attendance, I'll announce your name, and if you can just acknowledge you're here, that'd be great. Starting with Chris Coyle, are you present?
Present.
All right. Denitza and Joho, are you present?
Present. Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. Sorry. Karen Waters, are you present?
I'm here.
Fantastic, great. And myself, Thomas Hartfield, the chair, I am present as well. So we have quorum, so that is great. Thank you, everyone. All right, so the next item we have is, if we're following on agenda, item number 3, public comment and announcements on non-agenda items limited to 1 minute and agenda items limited to 2 minutes. Let me look and see on the attendees. I don't see any attendees, so that'll make it easy. I do have a question, maybe from my point. I want to ask clarification, maybe Chris or Denise and maybe Karen, because I know this is comments on non-agenda items. So today, I think all of us did receive a notification of some tree removal. It's regarding the sidewalks on Rinaldi. So Karen, is this something that I could bring to the attention of folks during this time frame, just to?
No, because it's not on the agenda. It's something that I have to reach out to Jonathan, because I noticed his name was on there, and I'm surprised that it happened that way, that we wouldn't have some notice about what's going on. I mean, I think I know what's going on, but I think it's connected to the $100,000 that we used for the street, the sidewalks.
Okay.
But I'll clarify that.
I believe so as well. Okay.
But I think,
Oh,
Tom, you can say something at the end when we go around the horn.
Okay.
And you can say whatever you want then.
Okay, that's what when's the right time for me? Because I did wanted to mention it. And there's one other thing I wanted to mention as well. So, okay, so I'll do that at the end. Thank you. Okay. All right. Again, let me just look here real quick, make sure. All right, nobody's, no attendees raise their hand. So we'll go on to item number 4. And this is, what we'd like to do is appoint a PLUM co-chair. Obviously, if I'm not here or out of town, I do travel a bit, this and that. So I think it'd be helpful if we did have a PLUM co-chair.
I nominate Denitza.
I was just gonna say, if we can throw someone's hat in the ring.
I was gonna say, I guess it has to be me.
All
I know Karen's already probably like.
Yeah, I'm already pretty heavily saturated.
Nothing but love, Denitza. Sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Chris or Denitza, take it away.
Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I think we have consensus. So let me ask Chris, Denise, or Karen, do we need to do like a vote, or how does that work?
Yeah,
We just say, we'll do all agree, and any opposed, so nobody's opposed, so.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, so for item number 3, appoint Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council PLUM co-chair. We have appointment of Denitza. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, it is.
And Denitza, if you need help when you are chair for when Tom's absent, I'll be glad to help.
Oh, thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
Oh,
Thanks,
yeah,
Chris.
of course.
All right, well,
Always
it is.
Nice teamwork. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
it makes the dream work,
All right, well, it is unanimous. Congratulations, Denitza. All right. The next item is item number 5. This is discussion regarding Granada Hills North Neighborhood Council PLUM rotating attendance at the Neighborhood Council plan check. So I'll open this up for discussion for those of you who want to kind of join in, chime in. If I don't know if you've attended it before, if you have any comments or suggestions, now's the time to kind of talk about this item.
No, I just had questions, and I guess Karen, you may have the answers. So, like, what time is it usually? Is it something we have to sign up for? Where
It's
do we
on our
sign?
calendar, actually, and it's
Okay.
the first Saturday of every month at 10 o'clock. And it's the PLUM chairs and PLUM committee members from the neighborhood councils that participate. Cindy of Tahunga Neighborhood Council is the chair of that. And it's actually it's great great information about what's happening, citywide. And then there is a segment where they do discuss some current council files. So it is helpful to keep us connected. There is a sustainability on Sunday. I think this one is probably better because it is on a Saturday. But, there's also sustainability if you're interested in that. But it keeps us in the loop with everything
Okay.
that's happening. So excellent information there.
And my comment is, unfortunately, I can't take on anymore. I'm already tapped.
Mhm.
You just, so you know that in considering what you guys want to do.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Chris. Yeah, it's hard to, already we're doing 2 meetings, a month just for this, regular board meeting, this meeting. And obviously we have outside commitments and the charitable organizations we attend, and we're at our work, obviously our full-time job, which pays the bills. So
Right.
totally get that. So I guess between, myself, Denise and Karen, if we could maybe just kind of informally kind of rotate. I don't think we need to put anything.
Yeah.
Formally, just kind of, work it out amongst ourselves.
Sure.
Right.
And I would suggest, attendance isn't mandatory. Look at what's on
No.
the agenda, right? And if something piques your interest, our interest, then we attend. So it's not this weekly obligation that we have to attend. If nothing's going on in the north, then
Well,
pass.
the nice thing, it's only monthly, right?
Oh,
Right,
okay.
it's- right. And
My
what
next thing, so-
Yeah,
so what I did with it.
because if it was weekly, yeah, I'd be like,
Oh,
I
no
don't
way.
think I
No.
could. do
yeah,
that.
I don't know why I even said that.
I
No,
can
but-
barely, handle all I have going on now,
Yeah.
but the plan check, what a kind of a clever way that I navigated around it. The first part of it is with the city officials and the city planning people. So I'll participate in that, and because it's dialogue, you're engaging one another. The second half of it, which is about the council files and all that, it is recorded, so you can always listen to that part of it later on. So that's kind of a way to navigate, because 3 hours is just way too long, and it's like they lose me in between. So, but it would be nice just to keep us, in line with other neighborhood council PLUM committees, because it's an important committee.
That makes sense. And I like what Chris said, if it's, something in our area, obviously we'd want to kind of, try to attend
We
that
actually
one.
don't know until the
Oh.
day, like what they
Okay.
do, they have the city people from planning will speak on various issues. And it's interesting to hear what's going on in other areas. We never know, maybe we don't have anything right now, but it's possible something could occur. And then we have that, these are great people to even just like contact. If there's, something going on, maybe we might hear of something that they've already done. They did recommend at the last meeting, it's a good idea to visit maybe one PLUM committee meeting. I think Venice Neighborhood Council and one of the other neighborhood councils, like sort of the stellar neighborhood council with all this knowledge. So they recommended attending another neighborhood council meeting to get a feel for, their operations and styles and creating our own style.
That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you. All right, very good. Okay, thank you. We'll go to the next item. This is item number 6 on the agenda, discussion regarding review of PLUM best practices for working with developers. Thank you, Karen. You were kind enough to send out an email. I believe we all did receive that, and that was sent out actually on the 15th. So hopefully has everyone had a chance to take a look at that? If any comments, suggestions, improvements, or anything you want to strike, now's the kind of time to talk about this. So I'll kind of open it up for discussion for the committee here. I'll kind of start, and I think it's great. So Karen, thank you very much for for getting that, putting it together in an email as well as the PDF format as well. I took a read through it, and it makes perfect sense to me. I like it. It's a nice kind of uniform kind of how to go through it when we do have a developer or a contractor wants to kind of put a project forth in the community, and of course with us. So I think it's well laid out. I don't have any, from my point of view, I don't have any suggestions or changes. I like it, so I'll open it to the committee.
I say thank you to Anne Marie Holman, because she is has been the guru and the mentor since I came on the neighborhood councils. She teaches at the Congress. She also happened to have served on the Echo Park Plum where she used to live. So being the public information for officer for Dunn, she's just like, everyone loves her, and she's like the best person to kind of drill it down to simplicity and, you know, what people are looking for. And then the city attorney came in and just suggested, which was actually a point that Denitza had made after one of the meetings, that we do not do a survey on the website, that we do the boots on the ground as we did visiting the properties that are in close proximity to the project, but with your agenda, Tom. So it would be the agenda, this is the, you know, the topic of whatever it is, and then allow them to participate. So that's what the city attorney said. They don't want the survey, which it was suggested to us to do it that way. So we kind of went with it, but that's what the city attorney said they would prefer in the future. So I agree. I think the advice was wonderful, and it's great.
I think that makes sense. And the services are always challenging because, you know, what questions do you put forth, and, you know, are you asking the right ones, the wrong ones? Is it, you know, leading? Yeah. So I just think if we avoid that, I think that makes perfect sense. Just forget the surveys and just invite people, do the outreach, obviously, and then invite people. I think it's perfect.
And I like it for the simple fact that it's kind of like planning and land use 101, which is great. And it also kind of gives the basic reasons why you can or cannot deny or approve a project. Just because let me rephrase, just because somebody doesn't want it in their backyard is not a good enough reason to deny a project, right? There has to be flaws or critical issues with it. And I would suggest that this needs to be circulated with the entire North Neighborhood Council. I don't know if I need to make a motion to do that, or we can just simply distribute it.
Yeah, I don't know. Karen or Denitza, do you know the kind of protocol on that? I'm not sure.
Well, no, well, you're the chair of Plum Committee, so, you know, what you said, pretty much we review it as a committee.
Okay.
And we agree that we like this, so this is what we do, because we're the people who we've qualified through the classes we've taken. So, you know, we're allowed to make these decisions, and we can explain ourselves in a board meeting if there's a project that we have to explain.
Okay, all right. Well, then
So can we add it on the agenda, those that maybe Tom missed, like talk about it or present it, or you, Karen, or should we just leave it as is, or whatever project we decide on when we do move it forward, we kind of say this is why.
Maybe since we don't have anything new, like everything that we have currently going is
already been like
in progress.
Yeah.
But maybe if we have one come up with, well, to your thoughts, I mean, just my thought is, with everyone overloaded so much, maybe save it till we have a reason to like go over it. But whatever you all think, I'm happy to go with the flow. Okay,
so if I interject, and maybe if I understand correctly, so we don't really need to adopt it because we've already adopted this. I mean, this is what we're following. So until we get to a point, maybe with the full board, we need to maybe clarify or something of that nature, then we can bring it forth. For this point, this is the way we're operating. So we don't really need to do anything. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. Well, that sounds perfect to me. Right, very good. Well, then, if there's no other discussion, I think I'd like to close that item, and it was a good discussion. Thank you. All right, the next item number 7, if you're following along, this is discussion regarding San Fernando Mission and Woodley. This is a mixed-use development in the process. So I'll open up for discussion on that that project. We've talked about this before, but it's ongoing, I believe. So I'll kind of open up for discussion if anyone has any comments on that item.
Yeah, apologies. Did I miss something to read or catch up on? I don't know about this project or really kind of anything on the agenda. Okay.
There's been an update. I think it was this past Monday, we found out that CD12 has appointed Dan Rosales as the new PLUM person for their office. Hannah is no longer handling PLUM, and he was invited to come. I invited the project manager, who was inviting the developer. So they're trying to put their heads together to decide who wants to discuss it, because there was some sort of political issues with with the project. So for now, it's moving along, but there's, at this point, we'll allow Dan to settle into his position and maybe visit us next time.
Fair enough.
Okay. All right.
I have no comment on this item.
Okay, thank you. Denise, she's shaking her head. No other comments or topics on that one, so we'll close that one. The next item is item number 8. This is discussion regarding the John F. Kennedy High School renovations project. We've talked about this in the past. It's a major renovation over a number of years. I think it's kind of segmented 2, 4, 6, kind of 8, 10 years out. So it's a big plan going on. So I'll open up for discussions on this. If anyone has any questions, comments, anything of that nature.
I just thank God I'm not in high school anymore.
Yes. Very
It
good.
should be finished by 2028. That's what they said in the meeting. But it doesn't interfere with the mixed use project, which is directly next door. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a PowerPoint presentation we can
Yes.
put on the website if you want, Tom. But pretty straightforward, nice renovations. It's an older school, and so they were due for some renovation. So.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I've looked at it as well. And I think it's great to modernize it like that and then kind of bring some new buildings and bring it, to the, I guess, was it more to the forefront of was this 21st century or 22nd? I'm forgetting how it works, but yeah, we're getting there. So that's good. Okay, very good. No other comments or suggestions. We'll close that item. Going on to the next one. This is item number 9. This is discussion regarding 17925 Indian Meadow, Granada Hills. This is a single family homes construction, and of interest, LADWP, Los Angeles Department of Water Power, has flagged it as a methane zone. So that's something that we want to bring to the attention of folks and kind of have discussion of that.
Sorry to correct you there, Tom. It's methane.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry. Depends on where in the country. So
Yeah, it does. Accents matter. Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'll open it for discussion.
I'd like to ask Chris a question about the methane. Do you have any knowledge about the specifics of the methane situation, Chris?
I don't. So as soon as I pulled it up on a map. It's I assume you know better than where I do. It's off of high water.
Between high water and Indian Meadow.
And so it's in an undeveloped portion of North Granada Hills. And so my guess, and this is just a guess and an expert or semi-expert landfill opinion, there's probably a reason why that land hasn't been developed over these years, right? Because it's right in the middle of everything. I don't know why the neighborhood wouldn't be contiguous, considering this. So my simple guess is that there's oil wells everywhere, right? And naturally, through plate tectonics and subsurface geology and things like that, gas wants to rise. So it's just working its way up and it's finding a way. And so for whatever reason in this certain area of where this undeveloped land is, they've been able to identify. I have no idea. Well, I don't know what method they use, but it could be just core drilling. It could be surface sampling. It could be anything. So where they're just getting natural, the earth is doing what the earth is doing, what it does. And so we're getting some subsurface methane. It's to be clear, it is way too far away from the landfill for it to be anything landfill related. And then if you look at it as far as the geology of where it's kind of west of due south of the landfill, and then you're starting to tap into the Aliso Canyon stuff, right? I have no idea if it has anything to do with Aliso Canyon. My assumption is that it's just normal earth doing what the earth wants to do. They can still develop the property. What they do is put a methane membrane underneath it. So they essentially line it with plastic and keep it an impermeable barrier. And then they build whatever they want to build. then with that barrier, they then put vents out that just, it can naturally vent the methane since it is naturally occurring. Or if they want to get advanced, they could do certain things with it. But again, I am not an expert in that. That's my best guess after 26 years around landfills.
Okay, thank you.
I don't think there's any threat.
Okay.
If there was, this whole place would be quarantined off and no access and things like that. So I think it's low level stuff.
Great, thank you. I've got a quick question. So part of if it were to be fully developed, I appreciate that the insight there, and I don't know anything about that at all. But would it be fair to say that whoever that kind of the plan check on the city zoning side, they would have some sort of mitigation method or efforts if it were kind of to a point where they needed to do that membrane or something of that nature?
So as designated as a methane zone, that's an official moniker.
Okay.
So I would assume that once designated that zone, there's a laundry list of checks and balances that need to occur before any development can be considered. And then and depending on what levels, again, it's a methane zone. It doesn't mean that there's methane there.
Okay.
It's just that maybe it could be as simple as it's highly suspect that methane might be there.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
But I think it's an LADWP that should probably give us an update on what does this mean, and then how does someone develop that land if they're even allowed to.
Okay. Okay.
So the developer, who I don't think you were with us, Chris, when she actually joined us a few months ago. And
It's
she
that
said,
developer? The one
Yeah,
that they're developing like that whole for that family?
right, that's them.
Oh,
So
okay.
so she said there's been about a 3-month delay, which I can tell you from working with ensuring construction projects for high valued homes. There seems to be some design changes to the homes, so that's where things stand right now. She said that roughly about 3 months, they should have we'll see the report on the plan. That list that comes to us with the list of the project and the
Yes,
permit
yeah.
number. So
It's like
we
once a-
should
once a-
receive that in about 3 months, maybe, because they're not ready right now.
Okay.
She did say that they have had problems with homeless people going up there. So they had to clean out, they spent $20,000 cleaning out the mess that was there, that there was a porta potty underground, not exactly sure what that means and don't want to go there, but they found that in the process. So they found that, and they did brush clearance, and they're starting some utility trenching, but that's where it stands right now. For about, I think they're guessing about 2.5 years for the construction of 2 homes, and there will be a total of 5 somewhere, maybe 10 years down the road. But that's the gist of it, as they explained that to us originally. So it's just straightforward, a loving family that all wants to live on the same lot, and aging parents, which makes sense. Instead of having to drive to a care facility, everyone will be right there on the same.
Sure. No, I maybe I misunderstood, but I thought is there an existing dwelling already, or there's no dwellings whatsoever? Okay, so it's a raw land.
Right.
Okay,
Well, we had questions from the public safety, and hi, Brian. We had a question from Bill Cotter, who used to serve on the council. He's on
Yes,
public
okay.
safety about that project. So at least we're all on the same, we're all on the same page, and we understand that's what is happening to date.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that update. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I don't see any more hands raised or any more questions or comments, so we'll close out that item. The next item, if you're following along, is item number 10. So we're moving right along, and this is announcements from committee members regarding non-agenda items. So there's a good opportunity to speak on anything that has come to your attention. So we'll kind of go around the room here. We'll start with Denitza, Chris, Karen, and myself. Denitza, the floor is yours.
I have no comments. Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Denisa.
Same here, no comments, thank you.
All right, fantastic. Thank you, Chris. Karen?
Unanimous, no comments.
All right, fantastic. All right, the only thing, just real quick before we depart, I just wanted to mention that we kind of alluded this earlier, but on Rinaldi, there was some, because I'm gonna remove some trees because we're redoing the sidewalk there.
Mhm.
And so that's one thing I just wanted to mention to the audiences here. And then the other item, this actually just came to my attention on what is it, Balboa, on the east side of Balboa, between like Knollwood Plaza and I think Knollwood Drive. There's kind of like a culvert or ravine there, and there's a bunch of cones there, and it's flagged off. Just so everyone's aware, it looks like part of that kind of like a site has eroded. So I don't know what that means, but there's paint on the sidewalk and on the pavement. So they're most likely going to have to do something to kind of shore that up. And there is a big, large telephone pole. It's the steel one, not the old, kind of timber ones. So I think that's more recently inputted or installed there. But it looks like it's going to be a pretty big job to kind of shore that up because, I guess over the winter season, the rain has eroded that. So I just want to bring that to people's attention. And that, obviously could impact traffic on Balboa depending on the start and stop hours. So I just want to mention that. All right, that's all I had that kind of I was aware of. Anyone else? No? Okay. All right. Well then,
Should we? I don't know. Point of order. Should we circle back to see if there's public comment since Brian joined a little bit late, just in case he wants to say something?
Oh yeah.
Or can we not do that? He missed it. He missed it. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Go for it.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, Brian, I see that you're attending. Do you have any?
Hi.
Just for future reference, I'm not allowed to make comments or communicate in this committee because I'm a board member, and only committee members may, unless you notice this as a joint meeting. So just bringing you up to speed. That's all.
A member of the public, you can't even comment?
No, I am a board member. If you're a board member, you may not.
Hey, I was just asking.
No problem. Thanks.
All right, no worries, thank you. All right, well, that clarifies that. So item number 11, adjournment. It is actually 7 o'clock, perfect. So the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.
Nice
everyone.
job, everybody.
Yeah, next meeting will
Great
be
job.
next
Have a
week.
good night,
Thanks so much.
everyone.
Good night,
See
everyone.
you in a month.
Okay,
See you
bye-bye.
soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.